Hello. Very good morning, my dear students. I am Dr. Lakshmi Narasimhacharilu, Professor in Department of Physics, St. Peter's Engineering College. Today, we are going to talk about the helical antenna. So, in this basically, what is a helical antenna? This is the extension of the loop antenna generally, which is applicable for the very high frequency, ultra high frequency and microwave frequency antenna. So, this is basically we used to take this antenna which is applicable in high level applications like in communications, like a satellite also it may be used, and higher communication antenna this is. Now we are going to talk about this, the helical antenna. So basically we used to take, this is the order, there is the basic and the properties of the helical, and structure of the helical antenna, modes of the operation of the helical antenna, and the radiation patterns, and finally we are going to discuss about the applications. So now this is only a brief lecture about the helical antenna. So here what is the helix? Actually you know that the pen spring is there, that is a good example for the helix. So now similarly in antenna systems generally wire or a conductor both are act as an antenna, already know that. So if a conductor or a wire wound into a helical shape and is fed with respect to the ground is the helical antenna, right? Otherwise you may think like this. So the helix is basically the three-dimensional geometric form. A helical wire on a uniform cylindrical becomes a straight wire when unwound by rolling the cylinder on a flat surface. Okay, so here basically used to take, this is a basic thing is the helical antenna is just like a wire antenna, but it is a wounding with somewhat the spacing between the turns and some what is the length of the helix will be equivalent to the 1 lambda, or it is a much less than, very much less than lambda. So this is the helical antenna geometry generally. So what are this is about the basic of the helical antenna. It is nothing but a wire which will be wound with some what we call the measures. So you may take the characteristics. What are the properties, the characteristics of the helical antenna? Basically it is it is a broadband antenna. This is a broadband characteristics it have, and the polarization is a circular. Generally used to take the polarization, the three types, already know that: linear polarization, elliptical polarization and circular polarization. But generally used to take the three-dimensional what is the space waves, which is always in a circular polarization generally, which the circular polarization, this is the basic characteristics of the helical antenna. This is just like this is a helical antenna which is used to take for, this is the shape of the helix generally. Just you see this. Yeah, this is the inner conductor this is, and which will be in a inside of this. It is an ground plane, you say that. It is the outer conductor. Inner conductor is directly connected to the helical wire or antenna actually. This is the helical antenna, just like this. This is called the helical antenna. And the outer conductor is connected to the ground plane. This is the basic structure. And if we are coming to the geometry, the loop, just like a loop, just like you say this, here the length of the turn is like this from here to here, which is indicated by L or L0, whatever it may be. And the spacing between the turns, which is indicated by S, the spacing between the first and second turn or third or fourth turn, like this. And the diameter of the helical antenna, which is indicated by D. This is the diameter from here to here. This is called the diameter. So therefore, this is a very important. The characteristics of the helical antenna is completely depends on the geometry of the helical antenna. So here generally used to take, this is the total length, you say that, just you say like this. This is L or like, and sorry, this is A, the total length, you say that n number of turns will be there, which will be with length L like this. So basically this is the uh, what we call these all are the geometry parameters of the helical antenna. So here this is the length of the helix, one turn, and the spacing between the turns like this. So therefore S is indicated with spacing between the turns. Generally, which is depends on the pitch angle. Pitch angle is indicated by the alpha, which is very, very important. From this geometry of this antenna, we used to take, this is the relation between the length of the helix with the spacing between the helix and the circumference of the helix. So you used to take, this is the right angle triangle, just to say, this is spacing between the elements, which is indicated by S, and you will take, this is the circumference. Circumference means which is with respect to the angle. So therefore the circumference is pi d, diameter into the pi. This is called the circumference. Generally used to take in a sphere or circle, whatever it may be, what is the diameter, circumference 2 pi r. So here are pi d. So similarly used to take here pi d is the circumference of the helix. So now according to the Pythagoras theorem, so just to say this is the angle between them, this is the alpha. So you may take, this is opposite side, this is adjacent side, this is the diagonal. So therefore this is the total length of the helix, just to say. This is the spacing between the elements. This is the circumference of the helix. So from this relation, the Pythagoras theorem, the diagonal, I mean the hypotenuse square is equivalent to the side square plus side square. So according to that, L is equivalent to the under root over S square plus C square, where S is the spacing, C is the circumference. Now you know that C is equivalent to the pi d. What is C? Circumference of the helix, which is indicated by pi d, where d is the diameter, which is indicated in figure here like this. This is the diameter, just to say. And according to this, the alpha angle, how much angle is there? Because the total geometry, total operation is depends on the pitch angle, which is indicated by alpha. So therefore the alpha is completely depends on the geometry of the helix. So we used to take, this is according to the Pythagoras theorem, used to take the relation, the tan alpha is equivalent to the opposite side by adjacent side. So here from this triangle, where the opposite side is this one S and the adjacent side is C. So therefore tan alpha is equal to S by C. So from this, what is tan alpha? S is as it is spacing, C is equal to pi d. Now you may take tan alpha equal to S by pi d. So from this, the pitch angle alpha is equivalent to the tan inverse of S by pi d. So now you may take this angle, the alpha will be varied in between 0 to 90 degrees generally used to take alpha value comes to 0, then what happened? If we will take alpha comes to 0, when it is possible alpha comes to, if alpha is equal to 0, what happened? Then the spacing between the elements is 0. That means the spacing between elements is 0. That means S is equal to 0. When S is equal to 0, then what happened? It acts as a multi-turn loop antenna. That means acts as a loop antenna. If the alpha comes to 0, then antenna acts as a loop antenna. And another condition, what happened here? What happened if the alpha equal to 0? Then spacing between the turns is 0. Therefore, it is a multi-turns will be there at one place. So it acts as a big loop antenna. So now the alpha value should be changed. That means if the alpha value is equivalent to the 90 degrees, what happened? If alpha equal to 90 degrees, then the spacing between the two turns is equivalent to the infinity. So what happened actually? Just like a straight line. So therefore, at this moment, it will act as a monopole antenna, that is a linear antenna. The characteristic is what is happening generally. If the alpha equal to 0, the spacing between the turns will be equal to 0, then it acts as a loop antenna. If the alpha equal to 90, then the spacing between the turns is equivalent to the infinity. So therefore, it acts as a straight line just like a monopole antenna, or otherwise you call it as a linear antenna. So this is the two conditions. In the third condition also there, if the alpha in between the 0 to 90 degrees, then it acts as a helical antenna. This is the actual property of the helical antenna, how the variation of the angle and how it will give the radiation patterns generally. So now used to take, already know that the pitch angle, which is the ratio of the spacing between the loops to the, or spacing between the turns to the circumference of the turn. So therefore, now we are going to talk about the different types of ground planes. Generally used to take three types of ground planes. The one is the plane ground plane. Just to take, this is called the plane ground plane, right? And in this, what happened actually? The radiation pattern will come like this, but the back lobes will be there a little bit more. So if will come, what is the diameter of this? Generally, the diameter of this is generally used to take, d is always greater than 3 lambda by 4. D is always greater than 3 lambda by 4, right? If you take, it gives the proper radiation. If you coming to the coupled ground plane, what is the difference between this and this? The plane ground plane, there is no adjacent lines and all, but here coupled, just like it shows that as a cup. What is happening here? So here front to back lobes and the FBR ratio should be increases. That means the minor lobes radiation patterns will be decreases, just like this. You have to observe here. The first radiation patterns is a little bit more than this. So here radiation patterns of the back lobes is very less. So what is happening generally? The radiation pattern will be increases in a particular direction. So therefore, front to back ratio is reduced. And similarly, deep conical ground plane, just like this. The difference between cupped and deep conical ground plane like this. So here also same. The increases the front to back ratio and very, very less minor lobes radiations. So therefore, maximum directivity will get by using of the deep conical ground plane. And here used to take generally the radiation patterns of the helical antenna may be operated in two mode of operations. Of course, it may be n number of modes, but we will take into the account only two modes. One is the normal mode operation, another one is the axial mode operation. What is the difference between these two? So we used to take, generally we'll go to the normal mode operation. What is the basic difference is, for normal mode operation, the circumference is always much less than lambda. But in a axial mode operation, the circumference is approximately equivalent to the 1 lambda. That is the main difference between them. That means, what is the length, the circumference here? Just to take the circumference is generally used to take, the length is lambda by 10 or u2 lambda by 50 like this generally. So here the small loop like. So therefore here the normal mode operation, which gives the radiation patterns in perpendicular to the axis. This is a normal mode operation. But what is the if the dimensions of the helix is always much less than 1 lambda already given here. So therefore then it operates in a normal mode operation, and already know that whatever we discussed previously, when the alpha equal to 0 and alpha equal to 90 degrees, both will be combined and get the normal mode operation. What is happening generally, if the alpha pitch angle equal to 0, then the spacing between the turns is equivalent to 0 and it acts as a loop. And if the alpha equivalent to the 90 degrees, then the spacing between the turns or the elements, which is infinitive, and it acts as a linear antenna. The two things will be applicable in a normal mode operation. That's why it gives the moderate operation and all, but which is not give the high radiation patterns in a particular directions. So now we will coming to the axial mode operation. In axial mode operation, the radiation pattern, previously what happened, normal mode operation radiation pattern is like this, perpendicular to the axis. This is the minor lobes like this. If you are coming to the axial mode operation, in axial mode operation, this what is the axial mode operation? Helix length, which is equivalent to the 1 lambda approximately. So it has some what is the exact length is the circumference is always in between the 3 by 4 lambda to the 4 by 3 lambda. That means 0.75 lambda to the 1.33 lambda like that. That is the maintenance of the length of the helix in a axial mode operation. The radiation pattern of the axial mode operation is always along the axis, and low minor lobes will be forming here. So therefore, the maximum radiation, the directive beams should be applicable in a axial mode operations. So this is about the normal mode and axial mode operations. Now we are coming to the application part. What is the applications? What are the applications of the helical antenna? Generally used to take a helical antenna is the AM broadcasting, because which is applicable the AM broadcast, and null down AC linear noise also reduced like this, and decreases the TV sweep harmonics, and some more applications, that is RFID, and the gate parking and whatever it may be, and the airport controlling, etc. All these applications applicable by using of the helical antennas.